Hey, good morning, everybody. It is Sunday. No, it is Saturday. I believe it's Saturday the 29th of August. I might be wrong on that. It might be the 28th. Nonetheless, I'm here at the car show. I'm actually helped staffing it. I'm at the Sycamore Inn Steakhouse here in, I want to say, we're in the Upland vicinity, right off of Route 66. This is actually Route 66 right in front of us, where you see this traffic coming into. But this car show is hosted by the Route 66 Inland Empire Association for Route 66. There's about 105 cars here today, roughly. They're still coming in. They started coming in around, they were queued up by 5:30 this morning when I got here. So I'm gonna walk around a little bit and take a look at some of these cars that are here already. I'm gonna try to try to keep the sun at my back. And we'll do a quick walkthrough. If I see anybody that wants to specifically talk about their cars, I'll go ahead and ask questions, but you'll get a good idea of what's here today. So what we do have are, we gotta line up these cars in different rows, and as one's coming in now, we're still lining them up. So there's about 105. Each one gets an event number. Each one gets an event number. There are judges and there will be a drawing. The cars will, oh, this is interesting. This one has like a little model. Corvette has a little model of itself right on the dashboard. But the car owners, what they'll do, they'll sign up online, and once it gets the capacity, I want to say roughly 105 vehicles, then it is shut off. There's no specific criteria as far as what cars are eligible to come in or not. This is an annual event. Not sure if you heard me over the music, but this is the 13th year that the Route 66 Inland Empire Association has been organizing it. I don't want to say hosting it directly. That might be the wrong term to use, because the Sycamore Inn is actually, I guess, hosting it, letting us use their property. Like I said, the cars queued up at about 5:30 this morning. We started letting them in about 7 a.m. I don't know exactly when the drawings are going to be or who the judges are exactly, but for such a small area, they do a really good job on getting the cars in here early enough, and everyone gets a spot. I would imagine that some of them are repeat offenders. You know, some of them are repeat customers. Like, for instance, this is number 64. And I just went to another car museum. I went to another car museum earlier this week. Oh, this one's really cool. I got to get some still shots of this. But this one has a portrayal of your drive-in, or where your drive-in food would be. Suicide doors. I'm sure the owners would be happy to discuss it, but once again, trying to keep some of these videos a little on short side. What I might do is do an overall. I might do an overall of what vehicles are here, and then maybe do some individual interviews. I do not think this is an entry car. Oh, there's actually one up here. I don't think this one's also an entry car. I doubt it, because it's way out here. There's no one that's going to see it. But I got to tell you, that's a nice looking vehicle. It's kind of nice being all the way out here too, because I'm away from all the announcements and the noise. But this is also a good angle to take a shot of these fire trucks. I met the owner. Now this is really interesting. The owner of this vehicle here, and I forgot. Oh, it's American LaFrance. So the owner of this vehicle, his grandfather was the one that built the station I volunteered for, the historic Rancho Cucamonga Route 66 gas station. This one here, the older one, I think is owned locally, by a it's owned by somebody else. I think a nonprofit organization owns that. But let me get back out to the cars. And so people bring their easy ups. You get some good shade here. The Sycamore Inn is a good location, because there's a lot of history behind the Sycamore Inn itself. It has a sign that says since 1948, which predates California statehood. The California state becomes a state in 1850 after the gold rush of 1849. The Mexican-American War ends right around 1847, 1848. So it's kind of interesting that this property, when it opened up, was still considered the country of Mexico. I mean, I could look at cars all day, but I can't tell you what I'm looking at. So I'm gonna have to do another loop because that was the first row. There's a really nice Mustang here. I gotta go down and do that row also. So what I'm doing here today, I'm working our station's raffle booth. This is the one and only fundraiser we have other than what we do. Oh, there's our station right there. But this is pretty much the one and only fundraiser we do all year for our nonprofit. So Hot Wheel aficionados. And there you go. I really think the announcer's making way too many announcements. This is a good spot. Now, if I had a choice, even though it's kind of far off, people will find their way back here. But if I had to bring my car in, you can have some decent conversation without the blaring music. And if I talk to any of the owners, it'll probably be in this area. Look at this engine. I mean, geez, you can really get in there and work on these, huh? This is number 4. But this area, oh, it's so nice and quiet. It's so nice and quiet. You got the easy ups. You got all these shade trees.
Good morning.
Morning. Hey, how are you? Good.
I haven't been over to bring you guys cookies.
No, we're missing our cookies. I'm
shooting
a video, but this is
sorry.
for our station. This is one of the ladies that brings over some of the merchandise you might see in our stations. You do the like the
tote bags,
the tote bags and the drawstrings,
and then I bring these guys cookies.
So one thing that's really unique, if you guys, and we're getting more and more visitors, one thing I always say when you guys travel is that some of the stuff on some of the gift shops you can find almost anywhere, but when you come to gift shops like ours, we have a lot of local, I won't say a lot actually, maybe just one, where we have local people that will make Route 66 items and memorabilia and souvenirs that you can buy that is specifically from somebody who lives off of Route 66. Do you mind giving me your name again?
Oh, no, Irene.
Irene. Oh, that's right, Irene. So also Tony's wife's name's Irene. So if you put our station on your itinerary, don't hesitate to ask or look around. If you see anything that's, I almost said embroidery, the tote bags. We're going to show you in a second what she's talking about. But that's what's so cool about our station. Like a lot of things you can find online, but the stuff that she has. And she does a lot of what would be retro of what you might have seen like in the 40s, 50s time frame. And Betty Boop is actually one of our, even though we're Route 66, anything Betty Boop sells really, really fast in our station, whether it be the tote bags or our pins and buttons. So yeah, I was just fortunate I just ran into you. I'm just walking around doing videos.
Good to see you.
All right, good to see you too. I'll see you before the day's through. Thank you for acknowledging my Richfield. So for those that you know me, I also got a I have a Mustang at home, not like this. I have an 06 GT that I got to do some work on. This is a nice one. One thing I like about the way this car show is ran is, so you have a lot of American made, but see the VW Bug here, and I might ask him some questions, but I won't do it on this first video time around. I'll do it on the second one, because some car shows are kind of more picky, specific to what people are bringing in. But it's nice because I have that 61 Cucamonga that would like to, that if it was ready to go, I'd bring it in. What year is your Bug?
72.
So this is a 72 Bug. He has it as a classic, really classic California with the iconic surfboard on top with the racks. How long have you owned it?
About 8 years.
He's had it for about 8 years. Got a really nice candy apple jade green paint job on it. I have a 61 Cucamonga two-tone at home, still working on it. I bought it. Me and my brother gutted it out with, I think we only needed 2 socket wrenches, an 8 and a 10.
Right.
And pretty much disassembled it, and now we're putting it back together. But
They're
it's
fun cars, man.
What's that?
They're fun cars.
Yeah, they're nice. They're nice to work on, I'm telling you. And I went to high school in the 80s. I graduated in 87 here in California, and Bugs, fastbacks, notchbacks, buses. I mean, all of that's what we had. That's what we would buy, and we loved them.
Buses are outrageous right now.
I'm running a video. Is that okay if I capture you on the video?
That's okay.
Okay. So what were you saying?
Buses are worth a heck of a lot of money now. They've gone up in value.
Well, just the engines alone, because I have a so I was on a 1200 cc and I want to upgrade it. 1200 cc 6 volts for 61, but I'm not making it show compatible like it was in 61. I'm keeping all the aesthetics the same, but I want to put in a 1600 12 volt, and then and I have rewired it. I put a new wiring harness, so it'll be a 61 to the eye, but I did want the 1600 engine and the 12 volt battery.
Right.
So I am doing that. I was gonna do a disc brake conversion, but the cars are so light that I'm just gonna keep the drum brakes on mine. So
that's what I decided to do, and I'm afraid of flipping. Somebody says you apply the brakes on a Bug, you're doing a decent, if you only put them on the front, or some people are only putting the disc in the front or in the back.
Yeah.
And the guys that put them on the front, they feel the car going like this.
Well, I got the conversion kit for the back, but the thing about the conversion kit, it makes the wheels protrude a little bit out.
Yes.
And I didn't want to go down that road, so I still have the conversion kit, but I'm not going to go that route. If you keep the drum brakes on a light car like that maintained well, I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I did have a 61 Power Glide, a 64 Chevrolet Power Glide, and it was all drum. That thing was like trying to pull back a team of horses.
Oh my God.
It was very heavy. I did not like it. I got rid of it. So,
yeah.
And I wasn't in the car place where I was going to redo it anyways. I'm very happy with my Cucamonga.
Yeah.
But thanks for talking. I'm going to wrap. I'm going to go do some more. But yeah, I was just saying on video, it's nice at this car show, and I'm one of the volunteers at the station that helps staff it. And one thing that's nice is that it's not exclusively for U.S. muscle cars, the cars of the 40s and 50s. Yeah, because some car shows get kind of picky, but it's nice to see a Volkswagen out here.
Yeah, I'm the only one, I think.
I was watching you come in. I go, I got to go talk to that Volkswagen owner because it's nice. If I had my Cucamonga ready, it'd be here.
Yeah,
it'd be here. Yeah. Well, thanks for talking. Appreciate it. So we're going to be going into the booth real quick, and I still got to go down another row. So let me. Okay, now this is probably the last of it, and these are probably some of the workers' cars. So we got this one here. Obviously, that's not here for the. Oh, that's one of the guys that volunteers here. So here we got another vehicle here, and then I'll wrap around another beautiful Mustang here. I'm gonna have about 14 minutes. So I'm gonna do a back-to-back walk around. I'm gonna show you what I have here. I'm gonna show you the second row. I smell some food cooking in the background. Look at the. I just got to do a zoom up on that. So I'm gonna do this side, and I'm gonna flip the camera around and show you, because it's getting really tight with cars in here. 105 they got to fit in this area. If they had a piece of property to do 500, 500 people would sign up. There's no doubt in the Inland Empire. 500 people would show up. This is Southern California. But we don't have the staffing or the time to really support 500 vehicles. But people will come in. There's 2 rows. This is backed up by 2 rows now. Look at this Continental. It's a huge beast.
Memorable environment where you can be yourself and as unique as your perfect coffee cup. That's the lowest thing.
Looks like Magnum PI showed up. Number 65. So I'm getting back into the venue area where the I'm hearing the speaker and the announcer. I'm telling you, this announcer just likes to hear himself speak. Some really nice Mustangs. It's got the red like Hot Wheels. Of course, some of these cars are going to get a little bit more attention from me than others. But people come out here and make a day of it. You get a good spot in the shade. I'm trying to find Daniel San's wax on, wax off car. 51 for you, Dad. This looks like somebody got it for their dad. Nice Porsche. So there's a tight relationship, understandable relationship between automobiles, Route 66, the America road trip. And it's nice to have this literally right on Route 66. Anybody can come. I don't know. That's a question I haven't had answered yet. Is there any way to know how many people come here to this car show that are people coming from this car show that are just visiting, that are just saying that they'll come in and look at it. I think this is Tony's. Tony is the president of our nonprofit, or of our station.
I can see how you should do it.
This one was coming in. This one was coming in right when I started videoing. I gotta go do another line of cars. I'm gonna try to get out of their way because it's getting kind of tricky to get in and out of here.
Okay. Every bit of 50.
So this is another line of cars I didn't get. These cars were towards my back when I first came in. I mean, they're really a lot of work has gone into them. I'm pretty sure they go to other car shows. But one thing that's nice, I enjoy going to the museums. But I made the comment to somebody I was working with that one thing that's nice about coming to car shows is that these are really, a lot of them I would say are very, very museum quality vehicles, but they're maintained and they're ran on the road, where a lot of vehicles in the museums are not drivable. Like when I went to the museum in Reno, which was a great museum. There was a lot of one-of-a-kinds in there. This is your air conditioning here. I'm not joking. That's air conditioning.
Raffle tickets at the Route 66 booth. Golf package up to 4 at Red Hill for 20 bucks a ticket. We have 50.
These are really cool. These louvers.
20 bucks per ticket.
I really don't know if that's more of a retro look than it was actually at the time. Man, this thing's decked out inside. A little fan down there. One thing that's also nice, people do not mind. I mean, they expect their cars to be videotaped, pictured. They come here for that. Now, I gotta say, this one you may not see in a museum, but I love the rustic look. I really, really do. It's a daily driver. I would imagine this is still probably still wanting to be used today. I even think that the patina or that rust, I think that's part of the aesthetic that they're looking for. I don't know. Actually, out of all the ones I'd be interested in talking to is this person. They do got a fire extinguisher, so that's modernized. But the way this is looking to me is someone who is maintaining it as a Studebaker. They're maintaining it, but they're keeping it roadworthy. They're keeping it roadworthy too, and they don't have to keep the license plate up to date because this is a classic, but it seems like they are. Yeah, I'd like to talk to this person. Chino Valley, beautiful white wall. Going on a little vacay. And also, you know, you're meeting the owners, the people that know a lot about these cars individually, and you're also, like in a museum, you'll have doses, you'll have placards and stuff of where the car came from, or what kind of car it is. Explain that stuff to you. This is a Jeepster? But what also, again, on car shows, you get to meet the owners, and they'll get to tell you a lot of history of the car, a lot of history of their involvement with the cars.
It's 11th anniversary this year on Friday and Saturday, September 20th and 21st.
This is really interesting. Looks like it's missing the engine.
This is free, family friendly, and event featuring live music on Tuesdays.
Corvair.
Visit their booths for info on registration.
Let me ask. I'm gonna see if I can talk to the owner on this. Hey everybody, this is Dennis. You can see our reflection in here. So this is Dennis Grant. He's the owner of this, and I'm gotta admit to Dennis, I know little to nothing. I know cars have 4 wheels, and that's about it. That's where it ends with me. I do love looking at them. I could be in a car show all day. I'm one of the volunteers for the Richfield station, but I've noticed that this is a Corvair, and when I was walking by, now everyone that's watching this probably say, yeah, Vince knows nothing about Corvairs or cars. So was the Corvair originally built, all Corvairs had the engine in the rear, or was this something that you did? So this is the way the car would have been.
The car was built with the rear engine, air cooled, kind of like a Volkswagen or whatever, you know.
So one thing I was saying I've been to a lot of car museums, and I could spend all day in them. Can't tell you which cars I'm looking at, but one thing that's nice about car shows is that you're seeing museum quality vehicles. But unlike a museum, you don't get to meet the owner. The museum pieces are generally not operational, and you don't get to know the owner's relationship and history with the car. You can find out the history of the car, sure. So the question I have for you is, when did you come across this car, and was there a certain reason why you went with the Corvair?
No, I just happened to fall into it. A friend of mine had it as a project for him and his son, but the son wasn't interested. Then this guy inherited 2 Model Ts. And had no room for this, so I took it, and I bought it from him and gutted it from end to end, top to bottom, seats, everything. Took it down to the metal. It's originally a red, but not that red. Yeah, it sat for 20 years. It was off the road for 20 years.
Do you know the lineage of are you the second owner, third owner, fourth owner?
I'm the 4th owner.
So he's a 4th owner. If I'm understanding him correctly, when he got it, it was pretty much like in a daily driver condition. It wasn't really in a showroom condition when you got it.
It was trash.
So there's
it was totally trash. It wasn't running. There was rat skeletons under the seat. It sat in the field for 20 years.
Oh my goodness. So this shows you the potential of when the car's got good. It shows you the potential of 2 things. When the car's got good bones, and when you get somebody who buys it, knows what they're doing, has the time, money, and passion to restore it the way he did. Do you have any before and after pictures by any chance with you?
I got a whole book on it.
So this is a real good example of why car shows are so different from car museums, where you get to meet the owner. And I just cannot imagine, as I mentioned earlier about So let's take a look through.
This is what the car looked like when I found it. It was rescued from a field, and it was in the other owner's garage when I found it. So I took it or shopped it piece by piece of what it would cost me if I had to do everything. New engines, that it was within my budget, so I bought it. That was the only dent on it. And you see the red condition it was in. Had holes in the dash, no top.
The convertible top's totally gone.
The whole inside was totally gone. Just trashed. Steering wheel. I got that steering wheel from Gettysburg.
Gettysburg, Pennsylvania?
Yeah. I searched online and found it. A guy found it in his shop. It's been sitting on the shelf for 40 years before I got it.
So it's new original stock?
Yes. Went through the brake system, everything. You see the holes on the dash? That's the original radio to the car. I took it to Hector's Stereo in Pomona, and he programmed it with, charger for my phone, AM, FM. I can put 500 songs on there. And it's the original radio to the car.
Nice.
That whole dash is original. Everything, these seats come from Clark's Corvair. Everything's original to the car. These are new, but this is what the car looked like when it was built.
From the time you took possession to the time you got it to where you were like, I am done, I finally have arrived, how much time was that? How many years?
About 2 years.
Wow. I mean, that's...
It was in 3 different body shops. I won't mention their names because I won't take it back to any of them.
Well, thank you for that.
This guy's my mechanic, Barry out of Anaheim. Great guy, did a great job on my car. Reasonable. These are one of the body shops it was in. Tore the whole underneath, took everything off. Every bushing, every shock, everything was redone. That's my parts.
So where does the passion of doing something like this come from? Someone just doesn't say, hey, I've never done this before and jump into it, to the extent that you did.
I have friends that have cars, that have several cars each, and they kept asking me to drive these cars to these car shows with them. And I thought, this is silly. I'm driving somebody else's car, answering questions that aren't even mine. Oh, this car's, it's not mine. So when it was just, I just ran into it. It was sitting, somebody had to get rid of it. I never was looking for a Corvair. I'm not a real Corvair guy. I love this car. And everybody that sees a Corvair for sale, they call me up, hey, I'm not interested. I'm only interested in this.
Okay.
You know, it was affordable to me. It's fun to drive. And I get to go to local car shows. I took it down to the paint.
And now, is this the first time at this particular car show for you?
No, this is my 3rd time. I do business with the Richfield station.
Okay.
We donated the roof. Well, I work for LaRoque Better Roofs Incorporated. We donated the roof on the bathroom here last year.
Yeah, he's referring, when you guys seen some prior videos about the station, so the bathroom isn't historically correct, but it's aesthetically correct, and this is the individual that helped with the roof structure, which I didn't know, so thank you for that.
Yeah, LaRoque Better Roofs donated the roofing and installed it for him.
Okay. Which we're often known in books of having the cleanest bathroom on Route 66.
There's all the bottom looks as nice as the top underneath.
Wow.
There's my steering wheel. Gettysburg. There's when it first came out of the paint, in the paint booth.
How often would you say you drive this for? Do you drive it for enjoyment? Is it out once a week? Only on nice days?
Only on nice days. It's never had water on it since it's been painted. I wax it, wipe it down and wax it with McGuire's Wax and Clean. It's never had detergent, rainwater, hose water, nothing on it.
How historically correct is the engine?
It's 100%.
And then that's where the spare went also then, huh?
Yeah, that's where it belongs. That's where the mount for the spare was. That's how it was built.
This is amazing.
It's got 4 carburetors on it. It was this engine. They had a couple different engines. This model came with this engine, those 4 carburetors, the 164. It's original to the car.
Is that a 6-volt battery?
No.
That's 12 volt?
12.
That's a 12. This was originally, what year is it?
65.
And it was originally a 12 volt. Oh, there we go. So it's so when 65 was a 12 volt.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Excuse me. That's really interesting how that spare runs. You would think that the heat of the engine would affect the rubber of the tire.
It doesn't. I've driven it to Palm Springs and back, and it's fine. That's how the car came. That's why it was designed to be there.
These mounts you have the flags in, what were these for? I'm looking at these mounts really quick.
They're antennas.
So it had
They're
two
radio antennas.
So those were original mounts. So it had two antennas coming out of the back
No,
originally?
it didn't. It only had one. But the 65 Impala had it, and I liked that look. So when I had the body work done, I had another one put on.
Okay.
That's my design.
So when you travel,
it came with one.
When you drive home today, will these be removed and the antenna be back in there?
Yeah,
okay.
I take the flags off.
Oh, I didn't even. Okay, there you go. Okay, everybody. So what he did, he used the mast of the antenna to hold the flags. I did not realize that.
Yeah, they're antennas.
And that is the same here. Okay, so there you go. There's the antennas.
They're radio antennas.
Okay. Yeah, I thought.
Mine's the only car you'll probably see with two. The 65 Impala has two. The Super Sport has two. I liked it, so I did it.
That's amazing. Well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for taking time. And like I said, this is what's nice about going to a car show. You get to talk about the owner. Not only he gives you the history of the car, he gives you the history of his involvement with the car. And these guys are on the road. I love going to car museums, but it's sad to see some of them will never leave. It's kind of like a mausoleum. Thanks again. First name again? Sorry.
Dennis.
Thank you so much, Dennis. Thank you for being at the car show. Thank you for your support with our station, our Richfield station, up on Foothill Boulevard. And I'm looking forward to seeing more of it.
You answer your...
That was a really interesting. I don't think I'm going to get very much more one-on-one conversations. Now, the reason why I really wanted to hear what he had to say is not so much like I don't know anything about cars, guys, but it's interesting just to hear one person. I don't need to go to every car, hear the same story. I would like to say that the experiences and the stories would be fairly much the same. Where, like I said, they had the passion, the time, the know-how, the money, the resources, and it was something that they wanted to do. I would imagine you get the same story. So just understand that. I'm not going to talk to anybody else really because this is going on 30 minutes. So hope you enjoyed it. I'll probably do some still shots of some of the featured cars and maybe talk about who wins what awards. I guess I can go talk a little bit about the booths and sponsors really quickly, but I'm going to back up because I'm getting involved with, getting mixed up with the loud music. So we do have sponsors, people that support it. The cars, I want to say they pay, I think I want to say $65 to enter a car. There's trophies they'll get depending on who's judging the cars. All these easy ups are different vendors that pay to have a spot here and get their business noted. There's a lot of community support, and I think it breaks up around 4 or 5. This is a serious all-day event. Thanks for following along. Appreciate the likes, and I'm still working on my my motorcycle KLR Alaska trip that I'll be doing in August. There's a lot to cover on that. So bye everybody, thanks again. And once again, if you are anything you want to do in life, if it's getting on a motorcycle and doing Route 66, getting on a motorcycle and doing the Alcan Highway, or if it's buying a car and building it up, get to it. Wrap up this video, start looking at stuff online, get yourself a motorcycle, get yourself a car, whatever your passion may be. If you didn't do it yesterday, don't plan on doing it tomorrow. Get her done today. Take care, everybody.